sunrise fills the sky and hides the moon. It's just me and you.
Hey guys, we are the Jetsetting family, and this is week 5 of our travels, and we are currently in
Indonesia.
We are in Bali.
Indonesia.
We thought that this week we would do something a little bit different, seeing as we haven't been filming as much as we have for prior weeks, and we've gotten a lot of questions along the way. We're over a month into our full-time travels.
Yes, this past week we focused a lot on getting our podcast announced. If you haven't seen it, we'll put the link down below. We have a travel family podcast coming out. We're so excited for. We've been working so hard on. And so it's kind of where we focused a lot of our efforts this week.
We're going to start off talking about what we did the past week, which you can tell us, Auntie. What did we do the past week?
We were going to a beach at una fiesta with my mommy.
Yes, we went on a date on a fun beach night. It was a super colorful beach at this place called La Plancha, which was beautiful. We played a lot at the pool, a lot at the beach, and kind of just toured around local cafes and restaurants.
Yeah, so we were in Kuta Beach in Bali, which is about 20 minutes from the airport, so we went straight there once we arrived. And yeah, we kind of laid low for that week. We noticed Bali in July and August, it's high season.
So Kuta Beach is beautiful, but like Rod said, it's high season, and it is way more packed than we imagined. We kind of envisioned it being like this peaceful beach, kind of meet people, walk along the way. It's beautiful, but the streets, especially right now during high season, are packed. I mean, it can take you 30 minutes to drive a mile.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of mopeds and motorbikes that are going around. So, and the streets, there's not really a lot of walkways, right?
So it's hard with the
walkways.
Kids
Yeah, we brought our stroller, but we're not using that at all this week just because it's very narrow streets. And we're just exploring close by. We stayed at an Airbnb that had a pool, and that was pretty close to the beach as well, so we could just walk over to them.
The Airbnb was a cool setup because it was on the property of a hotel. So even though we paid way less because we couldn't get like food delivered to our room, it still got clean daily, and we were allowed to use all the amenities at the hotel. So if you're not quite sure if you want an Airbnb or a hotel, like finding those little niches is really awesome because we got to use all of the amenities like we stayed at a hotel, but for a much cheaper price. We'll put the link to our Airbnb down below as well.
Yeah,
as you come to
it
Bali.
Was great.
It was beautiful.
Come during low season because it's very packed right now.
Super packed. So now that you've seen our quick little week here in Bali, we were going to get into question and answer. So thank you to everyone who took the time to submit a question. We are so grateful. It means a lot to us to connect with the community, and we just love getting to know you guys better, and like that this is a way for you to get to know us better. Okay, Travel with JNL asked, what kind of toys and entertainment did you bring for your kids? What toys did you bring?
I bring cars.
Yes.
And toys from McDonald's.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
And
like little Happy Meal toys, I guess. He likes little plastic toys.
too.
What else did you bring?
And
what about your books? Which books did you bring?
Magic Tree House.
He loves Magic Tree House books, so we brought a few of those, and now we're just getting him into using the Kindle because he reads too fast for us to keep buying books along the way.
We brought 3 books when we started, and he already read all 3 of them.
Nora brought like little Sesame Street figurines. She brought
a little doodle pad that she can draw on. Mostly Play-Doh.
She will play with Play-Doh for hours.
Yeah.
And then if we're at a location like this week, we just moved to Ubud, and we'll be here for a little longer than normal, about 2 weeks. So typically if that happens, we'll splurge like $5 a kid on little toys. So on this one, what did you get? What was your surprise?
A basketball.
Yeah, we got him a little basketball hoop that attaches to the door for like $5, and it's kept him really happy. And we got Nora like a little Lego set. So just, you know, it's worth the investment for if we're going to be here that long. If we're somewhere shorter, we don't typically do that. But you like your basketball?
Yeah.
Valeria asked, her account is Valeria8998, and she asked, how are the kids doing with the travels? Are you liking it?
Yeah, what's the funnest thing about it?
That I get to get that sometimes I can get new surprises, and then I can get new stuff that I can fit in my backpack and then keep them for the whole travel.
Whoa, cool.
And what have you liked seeing the most?
The beach.
The beach. You like to
Yeah.
play at the beach. How have you liked the food while we travel?
Yummy.
It's been yummy.
What's been your favorite food?
Fish.
Fish.
So that's a big thing. Santi is probably one of the pickiest people, and we kind of were nervous about traveling because he is not adventurous with food, not even food from home. Like, he doesn't eat that much. So knowing we had to accommodate that, Nora will try anything. Santi's been difficult, but last week, for the first time in his life, he tried fish. We've tried getting him to eat fish for years, and he decided he really likes it, which is awesome. So not too adventurous from little guy on like local foods per se, but definitely for him, we're trying to just focus on trying new things. McCullough's Wonder asked, how do you guys grow your account so well? I think at the beginning we kind of grew a lot faster because we got featured by Airbnb, we got featured by Glamping Hub and Tom's Shoe Brand. So we had posted pictures on our account that we tagged other accounts, and they featured them on their larger accounts, which... Okay, Santi, go read your book, sweetie.
No, it's okay. He's all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep celebrating.
By being featured on larger accounts, we kind of grew faster in those time periods. And then since then, it's a lot been about engagement. Like, we really tried to push getting to know people, commenting and liking on their pictures, sometimes shouting out other families, or like this video, even by giving comments, we shout people out. And I think that, you know, that increases engagement. People want to engage more because we try our best to acknowledge and build a relationship.
Make your content shareable. Also ask relevant questions, right? It's not just all about posting a picture so that someone can see a picture. There's also meaning and messages behind a picture that we try to communicate out, and then getting people to, as Jess said, engage and ask the questions or answer them, and just foster communication amongst all of us.
Yes, so I think definitely the communication part has been key. The next question, the Adventure Clan. You mentioned you wanted to donate stuff already. Just curious what you're already saying bye to.
Ooh, right now it's mostly clothes. So by the time that we end our adventures here in Bali, we have been taking kind of track of what we're wearing, what we're not, and what has been good for the weather, etc. So then...
what wrinkles a lot. Nobody here seems to have an iron.
Yeah.
I've been like steaming clothes with a teapot. So because our shower is also open air shower, so it's not like I can do the steam shower method.
Yeah. So
just try to pay attention. We also got rid of Nora's car seat. When I posted that, we got some emails being like, but what about her safety? We have realized when we're here and in other countries, well, one, car seats aren't necessarily commonplace in a lot of countries. Not to say that they aren't important, but for us, a lot of the places we're going to, we're not renting a car. We're getting Ubers or taxis or whatever is common for that location. And it's not really practical to take the car seat because, you know, if we take a taxi,
we're going into an outing somewhere, then
we'd have to be carrying it around the whole time we're there. And it's not really commonplace here, so we just kind of decided that we weren't going to do that. We hold her in our lap while we wear a seatbelt, kind of like you would on an airplane, and we haven't missed that at all yet. That Rogers family asked, what gave you the courage to make such a big decision to travel the world?
That you guys were telling me that I was that I had to sell stuff, and then I did. And then when I felt like, it was like, oh, I guess I'll sell these toys because I don't play with them mostly. And then I didn't sell my Pikachu and Blanky because I used to use them a lot for my sleeping.
Yeah.
But then I lost my Blanky and I only have Pikachu.
Yeah.
I think in terms of the courage, for me, it was just thinking about what's the worst that could happen. right? We are taking a big risk selling everything, while in the meantime we're becoming more flexible as a family. So worst case, we go on this trip and we end up either not liking it or wanting to go back, and that's what we do, right? We don't have a lot of stuff to settle down with. We don't have a lot of things to move around. We can move anywhere. In terms of jobs, for me, I can look for a different job wherever it is that we can find one, and we can kind of reestablish ourselves as a family if it doesn't work out. Granted, we're hoping it does.
We really hope so.
We have plans for when it doesn't, because that's what makes us feel better.
For me, also, we had a couple of family members and friends get sick in the past couple years. We went through some struggles with Santi when he was little that kind of made us realize you don't really know what tomorrow brings, and we didn't want to put off our dreams, because we'd always talked about doing this once Rod retired. We're like, why do we keep saying we're going to do it in 15 years when really we could do it now? And if something happens later on down the road, at least we won't say like, oh, we never made it to that point, or oh, we wish we would have. So kind of just the theory of, tomorrow's not promised, and this was our dream. We originally thought it'd be years from now, but it's pretty exciting to live it like in the moment and to be able to experience it as a family.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Life at 9290. What do you miss about Colorado?
Ooh, I miss, right now it's a little bit of the weather. It is very hot and humid here in Asia, and I tend to get sweatier than the rest of the family, so.
For me, it is 100% my friends. I miss our friends a lot. I wish I could have packed them in my bags and brought them. I have several friends in Colorado. My closest were Jen and Rebecca and their families, and I just miss that our kids play together. Like, I wish when we got to a new location we could bring them with them, but hopefully you guys will see them sometime along our journey, because we're really hoping that they come out and meet up with us.
Yeah.
My turn.
What do you miss from Colorado?
I 100% miss my pirate ship bed that I used to have, and I 100% miss my gym that I used to have. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're sleeping in so many new and different beds now, huh?
Yeah.
And are they as comfy as your pirate ship bed?
Well, yeah, I think even comfier.
Oh, yeah?
Because, sometimes it's not comfier and sometimes it is comfier. Like, the times that it was hard, these other beds are even comfier.
Do you miss your friends in school?
Yeah.
Yeah. But who's your teacher now?
Mommy and Daddy!
Is that pretty good? Yeah. Travel with JNL asked, what advice do you have in regards to what to sell and what to put in storage? That's a hard one, because I feel like that's a very personal one. For us, we definitely try to keep more like heirlooms. Like, my mom had kept my childhood bed that I had. It was my first bed that we passed on to Nora. My great-grandmother's china is something I had inherited. So, things that had sentimental value, we decided to keep. There were a couple other things we did not intend to keep, to be 100% honest. We had for sale for a while, and they didn't sell, and we just knew they were valuable items, and we didn't want to just give them away. So we decided to keep those. I don't know what we're going to do with them when we get back necessarily, but we had a really, really nice executive desk or whatever, and then a watch that we had been given that we couldn't sell even a fifth of what we paid for it, so we just stored it. The Chang Gang asked, how long will you be traveling for, and are you traveling fast or slow?
So right now we are traveling relatively fast. We have decided that we're going to travel for at least 6 months. Granted, we want to be able to travel longer. As of now, at least a month in, we're kind of leaning towards extending our travel to at least a year, maybe even longer, because I really want to go to Europe. But yes, we are traveling relatively quickly. So that means every week to 2 weeks we are going from one accommodation in one city to another, or from one country to another country. So in the 1 month that we've been here, we've been to Maui, Honolulu, Manila, Kuta Beach in Bali, and now Ubud. So that's 5 different locations in about 5 to 6 weeks. and we're going to try to keep up that pace. If we kind of see that the kids aren't adjusting well, or they're tired, or we're tired, then we're going to see where it is that we settle down more for longer. 3 weeks, maybe a month. But right now I think we're doing well at this pace, and we're going to keep it going.
They also asked, what countries are you looking forward to most?
I am looking forward to Thailand and New Zealand. 2 completely different countries, but there is so much culture, I think, in Thailand, and then so much amazing nature in New Zealand that I want to see. So 2 countries for 2 very different reasons for me.
For me, it's Thailand and New Zealand as well, and then Costa Rica, which we don't have on our trip this time. We're hoping to get to Central and South America next year, at the beginning of next year. But Costa Rica is really high up there on my list. What has been the most challenging part of traveling with kids? Ooh, that's a hard one. I think for the most part, like whatever everyday challenges you have back home is just something that continues on the road. Like Santi here, our little angel, still gets in fights with his sister all the time. Still has moments where we need to discipline. Like last night, what happened? You lost what?
Ice cream.
And it always breaks my heart when stuff like that happens. But it's just the same. It's, kids have their moments. They're kids. And I think a challenging thing is definitely, like, time zone changes is a little rough to get them adjusted. Okay. The Rays Love to Roam asked, do you have travel insurance? We don't have travel-specific insurance. We are covered by different credit cards we've opened. And for health insurance, Rod is reserve status Air Force in the United States.
So thankfully we're able to have some health coverage worldwide because of that. But if we weren't doing that, then we would definitely be looking into travel insurance.
How do you plan lodging, and why do you choose these locations? Our lodging is very dependent on various factors. One, if a collaboration comes up, obviously that's first choice. And then Airbnb and hotel just kind of depends on what's available in the region. I think we're leaning now, as we move forward, more towards finding hotels with kids clubs for the kids to have a lot more fun. And then if there isn't a hotel with a kids club in the region, we typically choose an Airbnb. And then why we've chosen these locations, well, Southeast Asia is relatively cheap, and we wanted to make sure we started where we could last the
and we heard a lot of
longest.
beautiful things about these countries that we're at. So we're excited to explore and not only find the things that other people do, but also lesser known things off the beaten path that we can highlight for everyone.
Yeah.
Our last question.
What is the most surprising thing you have found about full-time travel?
The most surprising thing for me has been the ease at which we adjusted. I thought that I was expecting it to be a lot harder to get used to living life as a full-time travel family, but we've established a routine here, the kind of things that we do in the morning. When we have travel days, we know what we're doing now. When we have adventure days, and then when we just have days here where we're relaxing and catching up and getting some rest.
Yeah. What has been surprising to you?
The new stuff that I've been liking, and the new friends that I've been making, and the new stuff, and the new foods that I really love.
Yeah. For me, definitely the interactions we've made. Almost at every stop we've made so far, we've connected with someone, whether it was a family friend that we connected with through Facebook, whether it was a follower who we stayed with in Hawaii, to another mutual travel family we've talked to through the internet we got to meet up with. At every stop so far we've met someone, and just building those relationships and connections has been
awesome.
The best part and the most surprising, because I think we hoped for that going in, but we didn't know how it would play out, and so that's been really, really awesome. So, and I guess the only other questions that wasn't specifically asked but we get asked a lot is, how do we do our laundry is a big one. So far, I either hand wash something in a bathtub or a sink if we don't have one.
Let it air dry.
Air dry, which can be hard in humid climates. I try to put it in front of a fan or whatever kind of best place I can find. And then also we have found here, so far in Indonesia, is you can actually drop your clothes off and they wash and fold it for you and return it to you in this nice little bag.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Super handy. You just take them in a big bag and you drop it off, and the
Super
next day
cheap.
it's clean, pressed, and ready.
For about a week's worth of clothes, it's like $7, which is definitely
Very
worth
affordable.
my time and energy. Other questions are, what are we doing about schooling? We are homeschooling this year. Santi did early start kindergarten last year, so we are lucky in that we have kind of a year. We haven't decided when we get back if we'll put him in first or second, so we have a year to play with, so it's been kind of loose. He's just learning as we go, to be honest, and Nora's too little.
Yeah, but we're finding ways to teach her numbers and counting, and whether it's seeing animals on the road, that she can count the cows or she can count the trees. Those are the kind of things that we're working with her.
Yeah.
So that does it for our Q&A episode here in Bali.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If
Thanks,
you want to keep in touch with us and keep following us, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And next week we're going to have some more fun content here in Ubud, Bali, where we're doing a couple of different adventures that we are excited to share with you guys.
With Santi,
And
Mommy,
and
Daddy,
and
Nora. Happy
Also-
jet setting.
Also, be sure to check out our newest travel podcast.
July 31st.
And we would love and appreciate any and all support. It's a big step for our little family. We've never done that before. We're super nervous, but working with an amazing team and really just hoping it's a great way to connect the community and interview a lot of you guys. So,
With that, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Until next week, happy jet setting.
happy jet setting.